All right. So the first song is Embers of Fire. Now, this is a really cool sort of transition from Vaxis 1 with the similar piano. And according to Claudio, he's really happy that his son was able to sing part of Old Flames as well as himself to show sort of how Vaxis, he said that Vaxis is the name of the character, but it's like there are going to be 5 parts, and then Vaxis is like the axis. So the V stands for 5, axis being sort of the axis of all the Amory Wars. And he also said that the Vaxis is kind of sort of this character that's omnipresent. So he's like, he lives in the timeline, all in the present, sort of godly. And so it's my prediction that this is going to sort of circle back and be like Axis will be sort of the spawn of all of the Amory Wars, and it's going to loop back to itself. And we already saw that a little bit with Cyrus Emery coming out of coming back and being saved by the prize, and some other things in the lore that are kind of interesting. Now, I'm not going to try to pretend to be an expert on them, but just a comment here and there. So anyway, yeah, cool little thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we can see we get the piano coming right from Vaxis 1, which is particularly cool from the prologue all the way back. The lyric from Old Flames, it's a bit slowed down, which I like. It's a bit more grandiose, a bit sort of epic. Go ahead and listen to, I slowed down Old Flames here. So let's see here. So you got the sort of the marching drums there. I love the intro to this album. It's just really, it just is again grandiose. It's awesome. It's a great great transition from Vaxis 1. It gets me really excited. And I remember when I first heard it, I was just like, you know, freaking out about how cool it was. So I love the way it just jumps right into Beautiful Losers. It's very cool. Got the pterodactyl scream in the middle of that song, also super cool. We have Beautiful Losers, and this song is Claudio, I think this was the name that they had for their band, like when they first started. They were the Beautiful Losers, which I think is kind of cool. It's like sort of the dichotomy of his vocals and everything with you know, the beautiful and losers. It's that sort of contrast that makes, you know, Coheed and Cambria, it's so unique and interesting in itself. He also said it was celebrating like the 20 years of their time, you know, as a band, and how far they've come to make it. So you got that sort of epic intro there, very kind of similar to what they were doing with the Gutter. So really cool verse there, very catchy, very nice, sort of just a straightforward riff in the background and drumming there. But his vocals are spot on, very cool sound there.
Hey, kid, there's no shame or reason to doubt for crying out loud. Run like they're out for your blood when life feels like zero. Beautiful losers, you're my hero.
So this just gives me a vibe of like Michelle Branch when I first heard it. Super catchy.
If you want to, I can save you. I can take you away from here. So lonely inside, so busy out there, and all you want is somebody.
Shame or reason to doubt for crying out loud. Run like they're out for your blood when life feels like zero. Beautiful losers, you're my hero.
I like the vocals in the back there.
Am I better off left? A half-empty glass and a thirst unquenched. A stand up and defend. All you are and all you weren't. In my empty eyes, can I find the me? The more I lie, I find the truth I see.
I really like the role of his vibrato there and the way it starts kind of low in the second verse and then raises up again, and then we're right back into the chorus.
Hey, kid, there's no shame or reason to doubt for crying out loud. Run like they're out for first blood when you're left with zero. Beautiful losers, you're my hero. One side of courage in a toy box of phobias. Hook, line, and sinker. Time will bind, time will undo.
So the little bridge here, not too much going on, but at least it's not the the dropout of the repeat of the chorus, which is kind of nice compared to some of the other songs. And then we go back into the triumphant sort of epic sounding here. Again, similar to the Gutter and a few other songs that sort of bring in that. Oh, it almost sounds like it's a Kiss. I don't know, the way it's.
Hey, kid, there's no shame and no reason to doubt for crying out loud. Run like the dead have risen when you're left with zero. Beautiful losers, you're my hero. You'll always be my hero. You'll always be my hero.
So cool little drumming there on the outro, and the repeat of the chorus is pretty nice. So Beautiful Losers was one of the songs that actually had a demo that was released sort of like on the cassette tape, but it's really kind of cool. I think I heard someone say that they didn't like the latest album was crap or something, or nothing like their older stuff, and it had gone too far. And I think that's a little crazy, because if you just listen to the demo version of particularly this song, Beautiful Losers, you're going to hear that really it almost sounds like something right from Second Stage Turbine Blade, especially with the sort of distortion in it. So let's take a listen here.
Odds against, I always say never. With these
His vocals there are super, super cool, like just so classic. And sometimes I like the demos better than the actual songs. This happens a lot with some of the demos from Vaxis 1. And then Color Before the Sun, I think the demos are fantastic there. But this one, just that vocal there that's not in the produced version is worth enough the song, I think. But it also just feels a little less produced, and that's kind of nice to hear this. So here, listen to this again.
odds against, I always say never.
I absolutely love that. All right, so let's take a look here and see what we can do with the rankings. So Embers of Fire, of course, instrumental. Very cool to bring back old flames there, and with the sound. And we saw that it's his son's voice is very similar to the vocals from Old Flames. If we just slow it down a bit, so they hit that really, really well. And then jump right into Beautiful Losers, which I would rank it as an A. So I have the instrumentals down here, like I said, but I think this is a solid A. Top tier. I feel like it could be an S, but compared it to Michelle Branch, I think something about that was like, is it Shania Twain? Is it Michelle Branch, or some of that sort of pop music with the self harmonies going on in the background? It seemed really like a catchy sort of chorus that you'd see from that sort of like late 90s, early 2000s sort of, or maybe even mid 2000s. From sort of pop music. I don't think that's a negative. It's just I don't know if that brings it up to that S tier. Even though it has a cool like epicness of the that you see in the Gutter and some of their inspiration. Or Queen, I think it's Queen. That might be some of their inspiration there. So very cool. All right, let's move on to the next song.